Ms. Sharma,
Yes, Judge.
what did you find out?
Your Honor, we're going to have supervised visitation at Jenkins Park, located at 4334 Crosby Cedar Bayou Road in Baytown, Texas. And then
All right.
revert to the standard possession order.
All right. Did you in fact talk to the Baytown Police Department?
Your Honor, I called, but I did not get an answer. They were not
Okay.
able to speak, so Ms.
Okay.
Burgode opted to change the location.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Ms. Burgode, how is your child covered under health insurance?
Medicaid.
And at what point, when did you and Mr. Linga live together?
We lived together the entire pregnancy and briefly before that and up until December 7th of last year.
And that's when you separated?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know where he works?
I have no idea where he works.
Your Honor, the state would like to pass this witness.
All right.
Your Honor, the state would like to call Arnold Barrera.
Okay.
Mr. Barrera, can you please state your name for the court?
Arnaldo Barrera,
And where are you employed?
the Office of the Attorney General,
How long have you worked there?
15 years,
And what is your position there?
Child Support Officer,
What is the nature of your responsibilities and duties as a child support officer?
conduct investigations on calculating child support and retroactive child support.
Have you received any special training to calculate child support in compliance with the Texas Family Code?
Yes, I have.
And have you calculated child support in this matter?
Yes, I have.
What are your calculations?
The monthly calculations for gross income is $3,557 and 67 cents. After taxes and $142 for health insurance, his net income is $2,858 and 68 cents. The proposed child support amount should be $572 per month to begin July 1st. Proposed medical support should be $142.
Thank you. No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Bourgeois, do you have any questions for Mr. Barrera?
I do not.
Okay. Is there did we talk about retroactive child support or is there any?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I calculated retroactive child support. I didn't.
Nobody
that.
asked you about it.
Oh.
That's because nobody asked you about it. Ms. Sharma, you
Mr.
can ask him
Barrera?
about retroactive child support?
Yes, Mr. Barrera. Did you calculate retroactive child support in this matter?
Yes, I calculated retroactive child support from December of 2020 through today's date of $4,004, and that should be paid out at a monthly rate of $70 per month, beginning July 1st.
Thank you. And that's based on the dates of separation of the parties.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Ms. Bourgeois, do you have any questions of Mr. Barrera?
No, sir.
All right. Maybe we excuse Mr. Barrera, Ms. Sharma.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Barrera, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would like to call Ms. Megan Burgos for a few more questions.
Bourgeois, yes.
Bourgeois.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I have a friend with a different pronunciation.
I understand. It's bourgeois.
Bourgeois, thank you.
All right.
Bourgeois, you heard the calculations for the child support and we reviewed those earlier. Are you asking the judge to order Mr. Lingel to pay child support as discussed?
What was that?
Are you asking the court to order Mr. Lingel to pay child support as the child support officer discussed? Those numbers
Yes, ma'am.
for child support, medical support, and retroactive child support?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to order court costs be billed to Mr. Lingel?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
Did we talk about non-disclosure?
Oh, yes, Judge. I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. Ms. Bourgeois, are you asking the court to keep your address confidential in the court records?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're asking the court this because there may be some violence or harassment from Mr. Langle towards yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're asking the court to order you to notify the state if there's any changes in your address in the future?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. No further questions.
Ms. Bourgeois, has there been any violence between you and the father of this child?
Yes.
And can you explain when and what occurred?
There's been several different incidents.
Let's talk about the last one. And when did it occur?
The last. Well, the last like violent like outrage that I've seen from him was actually on January 30th when I would come up to the Attorney General's office here in Houston. He came up to my car and was banging on all my windows. And him and the friend that was with me got into a fight outside, and that's their own issue. But that was it to the extent of that. But before that, it was probably
Well, that's fine. Does he know where you live now?
I'm sure he does. I'm back staying with my parents right now.
All
But
right. And if you move, if he knows where you live, is he likely to cause you or the child any harassment, abuse, serious harm, or injury?
I feel like he might.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Sharma?
No, thank you for that, Judge.
All right, the court will approve the order with the amendment of the place in possession and access, which is to be submitted by the AG for signature today. Is that correct, Ms. Sharma?
Yes, it is correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Bourgeois, you'll have to go back, talk to Ms. Sharma about this. Tell her what she needs to do, Ms. Sharma, please.
Yes, Ms. Bourgeois, just log back into the previous Zoom meeting ID, and I will send that order over to you to sign. With that, Judge, may we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Jeffries, are you handling Martinez Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I am. But I'm just thinking about this. I believe that this is a Spanish-speaking CP. Ms. Barrera, can you correct me if I'm wrong?
Señora Hernández, ¿está en la llamada?
Sí,
Okay.
Arnold, she's Spanish-speaking, correct?
Spanish speaking, yes.
All right,
Ms.
but you will
Barrera?
also be testifying as to the
Are you there?
retroactive support. Is that correct?
Yes, I'll be
I
testifying.
can't, you're not coming through.
Your Honor, I was just saying that Mr. Barrera is translating for us, but he will also need to be testifying as to the retroactive. So
Okay,
he can do both in this case. Can you hear us, Judge?
you're breaking up quite a bit.
Your
Judge-
Honor,
I
on
can't
this
hear
case-
you. I see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
Arnold, if he can hear you, can you say it for me?
Your Honor, on this case, I'm going to be translating, and if I could also testify on the retroactive support and translating.
All right, Ms. Jeffries, can you say something to see if I can hear you? Yeah, I think you're
Your Honor,
frozen.
can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes. Okay, and is Ms. Martinez, I'm sorry, Ms. Hernandez? There she is. Okay. All right, this is cause number 2021-00840 in the interest of Marian Martinez and Jocelyn Hernandez. All parties, please raise your right hand, and witnesses, raise your right hand to be sworn.
Este es el caso con la Corte 2021-00840, el interés de Morland y Jocelyn Marlon Martínez y Jocelyn Hernández. Por favor, levante la mano derecha para ser jurado.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do. Señora, ¿jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad delante de Dios?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the children.
Puede bajar la mano. Por favor, diga su nombre y la relación de usted a los niños.
Mi nombre es Roxana Hernández. Soy la mamá de Marlon Martínez y Jocelyn Hernández.
My name is Roxanne Hernandez, and I am the mother of Marlon and Jocelyn Hernandez.
And representing the state?
Angela Jeffries for the Office of the Attorney General.
Y para el Estado, la abogada Angela Jeffries.
Okay.
Court will note that Marlon de Jesus Martinez Ayala is the non-custodial parent, father, and that he was personally served on March 16th, 2021 at 8:22 a.m. at 12606 Corza Court, Houston, Harris County, Texas.
La Corte nota que el señor Marlon de Jesús Martínez Ayala fue presentado con los papeles de corte en la fecha
March 16th, 2021.
marzo 16, 2021.
Okay.
At 12606 Corza Court,
Dirección 12606 Corsa Court, Houston, Texas 7704.
Condado of Harris.
En el condado
All right,
de
he's
Harris.
filed no answer. He's filed no answer. Is that correct, Ms. Jeffries?
He's not young.
Y el señor no ha presentado una respuesta. No, no ha presentado.
He was given further notice of this Zoom hearing. Go
Y
ahead,
también
brother.
le dieron presentación de esta corte por correo certificado.
No, I know. I haven't said that yet. By certified mail, return receipt requested, which was delivered June 5th, 2021.
Por correo certificado y se presentó en junio 5, 2021.
And he is not checked in. Is that correct, Ms. Jeffries?
He's not young.
¿Y no se ha presentado ahora en corte? No, no se ha presentado.
We'll proceed by default.
Vamos a proceder sin él aquí.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Roxanne L. Hernandez.
Llamamos a la señora Roxanne L. Hernández de testigo.
Ms. Hernandez, you are the mother of Marlon Martinez and Jocelyn Martinez. Is that correct, ma'am?
Señora, ¿usted es la mamá de Marlon Martínez y Jocelyn Martínez?
Jocelyn Hernández.
Jocelyn Hernández.
I'm sorry, correct. Okay. And how old are Marlon and Jocelyn?
¿Y cuántos años tiene Marlon y Jocelyn?
Marlon tiene 16. Jocelyn tiene 11.
Marlon is 16 and Jocelyn is 11.
Okay. And with one of your children, you signed an acknowledgement of paternity in the hospital for them. Is that correct, ma'am?
Para uno de los niños, ¿usted firmó el reconocimiento de paternidad en el hospital? ¿Es correcto?
Sí.
And
Yes.
which child was that you signed an acknowledgement of paternity for?
¿Y para qué niño fue eso que usted firmó el reconocimiento de paternidad?
Para Marlon Martínez.
For Marlon Martinez.
Okay. And so for Jocelyn Martinez, who are you alleging is her father, ma'am?
Y para la niña Jocelyn Martínez, ¿quién usted está diciendo quién es el papá?
Marlon Martínez.
Okay. And was she intimate? Okay. Was she intimate with anyone else around the time that that child was conceived?
¿Y usted tenía relaciones íntimas con alguien más cuando usted se embarazó de la niña?
No.
No.
And was she married to anyone else around the time that that child was conceived?
¿Usted estaba casada con alguien más cuando se embarazó de la niña?
No.
No.
Okay. as far as the, and so based on that, you're asking the court to find that Mr. Martinez is the father of your children. Is that correct, ma'am?
Y usted quiere que la corte encuentre que el señor Martínez es el papá de la niña Jocelyn, ¿es correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
Now, as far as the day-to-day decision making, who makes those decisions regarding your children?
Sobre las decisiones de los niños de día a día, ¿quién hace esas decisiones?
Yo.
I do.
All right. And do you believe you can co-parent with the other parent, Mr. Martinez?
¿Usted piensa que pueden compartir las decisiones de padres con el señor Martínez para hacer decisiones?
No.
No, I don't.
Okay. So do you believe it's in the best interest that you be appointed as the sole managing conservator of these children?
¿Y usted piensa que es en el interés mejor de los niños que usted sea la gerente conservadora solamente usted?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you currently reside in Harris County, Ms. Hernandez?
¿Usted en ese tiempo tiene su residencia de domicilio en el condado de Harris?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. And to your knowledge, does Mr. Martinez also live in Harris County?
Y para reconocimiento de usted, ¿usted sabe si él vive en el condado de Harris también?
No sé.
I'm not sure.
Okay. But do you understand that you'll be geographically restricted to reside in Harris and contiguous counties?
¿Usted entiende que la corte la va a ordenar que su dirección se tiene que mantener en el condado de Harris o un condado alrededor?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. And the children currently reside with you in your household. Is that correct, ma'am?
¿Y los niños a este momento viven con usted en la residencia de usted?
Sí, están conmigo.
Yes,
And
they
you
live.
want to, okay, I'm sorry. And you want to be the parent with the exclusive right to determine where they will reside. Is that correct?
¿Y usted quiere ser el papá o mamá que tenga el derecho exclusivo de decidir dónde viven los niños?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Now, as far as visitation or possession and access, when's the last time Mr. Martinez seen his kids?
Sobre las visitaciones o de posesión y acceso a los niños, ¿cuándo fue la última vez que el señor Martínez Ayala visitó a los niños?
En el 2010.
En 2010.
Okay. And would you have an issue with the court initially allowing them to spend the night with dad overnight?
¿Y usted tiene problema que si la corte ordena que las visitaciones inicialmente sean que él pueda tener visitaciones que puedan dormir la noche con el papá?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. Are you asking the court in this instance, however, to order some type of modified possession schedule starting off, ma'am?
¿Usted está pidiendo a la corte que ordene las visitaciones que sean modificadas, que sean en fases? ¿Es correcto?
Can you repeat the question for Arnold?
Señora, ¿usted está pidiendo a la corte que ordene las visitaciones que sean modificadas, que sean en fases al principio?
Sí.
Yes, I am.
All right. And why do you think the modified possession schedule is in the best interest of your children right now?
¿Y por qué cree que si ordenamos las visitaciones en fases es el interés más mejor para los niños?
Sí, porque la niña no lo conoce.
Yes, because my little girl does not know him.
Okay. And you understand that after that modified possession schedule, then we'll go into a standard possession order.
Y usted entiende que después de las visitaciones modificadas en fases, que después de que cumpla esas visitaciones, va a ser las visitaciones estándar que ordena la corte de los fines de semana.
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any private health insurance available for your children, ma'am?
¿Usted tiene aseguranza privada para los niños?
No.
No.
Do you know if Mr. Martinez has any private health insurance available for the children?
¿Usted sabe si el señor Martínez tiene aseguranza privada para los niños?
No, no sé.
No, I don't know.
Do you know if Mr. Martinez has any other children under 18?
¿Usted sabe si el señor Martínez tiene otros niños menor de 18 años?
No.
I'm not sure.
Okay, would it be safe to say that he does have two children under 18 that reside in the same household with him or that he may pay or order child support for?
Usted puede pensar que si investigamos que si él tiene dos niños que él paga una orden de manutención para los niños o viven con él.
Que vive.
Sí, tiene otros dos y según estaba pagando child support.
Yes, he has other two, and I believe he was paying child support.
Okay, and do you understand that this order is going to be based off a minimum wage presumption, ma'am?
¿Y usted entiende que la orden de manutención está basada en salario mínimo?
Sí,
Yes.
And that the court is ordering him to pay $38 for cash medical beginning July 1st of 2021?
Que la corte está ordenando que el señor pague $38 para los gastos médicos empezando el 1 de julio 2021 y cada mes en adelante.
okay.
Okay.
And do you also understand that the court is ordering Mr. Martinez to pay $227 for child support beginning July 1st, 2021?
Y también comprende que la corte va a ordenar que él pague $227 por mes por manutención de los niños empezando el 1 de julio y cada mes en adelante.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that a yes or a no, ma'am?
Es tiene que responder sí o no.
Sí,
Yes.
And you're seeking retroactive or back child support in this case, ma'am, is that correct?
Y usted está pidiendo manutención retroactiva en este caso, ¿es correcto?
sí,
Yes.
And you're seeking retroactive child support from a date of July 1st, 2017 until today, is that correct?
Y de la fecha que está pidiendo atrasado de retroactivo es de julio 1, 2017 a la fecha de hoy, ¿es correcto?
sí,
Yes.
All right. And you're asking the court to enter judgment in the amount of $11,280 as of June 30th, 2021. Is that correct, ma'am?
Y está pidiendo que la corte tome un juramento de la cantidad de atrasado de $11,280 de la fecha del 30 de junio del 2021, ¿es correcto?
sí,
Yes.
And that Mr. Martinez be ordered to pay $100 a month on that judgment. Is that correct?
Y que el señor Martínez sea ordenado pagar $100 para pagar lo atrasado, ¿es correcto?
sí.
And then
Yes.
finally, ma'am, if court costs are billed in this case, who do you believe the court should bill the court costs again?
Y si la corte va a mandar un bill de los gastos de corte, ¿quién piensa usted debe que pagar esos biles?
El señor Marlon Martínez.
Mr. Marlon Martinez.
And she has signed this default order, is that correct?
¿Y usted ya firmó esta orden? ¿Es correcto?
Sí,
Yes, I did.
And you believe this order to be in the best interest of your children?
¿Y usted piensa que esta orden es en el mejor interés de los niños?
sí,
Yes.
You're asking the court to approve this default order.
¿Y usted está pidiendo a la corte que apruebe esta orden?
sí.
Yes.
I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Ya no tengo preguntas para este testigo.
The order is submitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Martinez,
The court will approve, wait a minute. The court will approve the order as submitted.
La corte va a aprobar la orden como fue sometida.
Okay.
Arnold, can you please let her know that she's free to log off at this time?
Yes. Ok, señor Hernández, ya terminamos. Ya usted firmó la orden, so ya puede salir. Ya terminamos hoy.
Ok, está bien.
Ok, muchas gracias. Pase buen día.
Gracias a usted.
And you haven't pulled this one up, right?
Your Honor, I should have two more left. I have the Keys matter and the Longoria matter, which I believe is a double default.
Okay, I'm pulling up the Keys matter.
All right, yes, Your Honor. Ms. Williams, if you could please unmute yourself so the court can hear you by pressing *6, ma'am.
All right, this is call number 2021-00059 in the interest of Jaden Fight and Ivy Keys. All parties, please raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Miss Williams?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on before we proceed any further. Miss Hernandez is still over here on the.
Señor Hernández, ya puede salirse de esta junta. Por favor, donde dice leave meeting, haga leave meeting y ya puede salir.
Okay. All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the two children.
Laureano Williams, the mother of Jaden Matthew Fight and Ivy Dior Keith.
All right, and your age?
23.
Okay. And representing the state?
Angela Jeffries for the Office of the Attorney General.
The court will note that the non-custodial parent, Father Bobby Dale Keys, is not present. Mr. Keys was personally served. On March 13th, 2021 at 8:25 a.m. at 4855 Magnolia Cove Drive, apartment 226 in Kingwood, Harris County, Texas. He has not filed an answer or appeared. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was not given any further notice. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Thank you. Your Honor, the state calls Lorena Michelle Williams. Miss Williams, you are the mother of Jaden Matthew Fight and Ivy Dior Keys. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And how old are your two children, ma'am?
2 and 3.
All right. And who do you allege is the father of your two children, ma'am?
Ma'am,
Who do you allege are the father of your two children, ma'am?
Bobby Dale Keys.
All right. And when Ivy Dior Keys was born, you signed an acknowledgement of paternity for her in the hospital. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And for Bobby Keys, or I'm sorry, for Jaden Fight, you did DNA testing. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
And that DNA testing came back to show that Mr. Keys could not be excluded as the father of your son. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I would like to offer in evidence what will be marked as State's Exhibit A, the DNA testing report that shows that Mr. Bobby Keys Jr. cannot be excluded as the father of Jaden Fight.
All right, Miss Williams, do you have any objection to that?
No, sir.
All right, State's Exhibit A is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Williams, as far as your relationship with Mr. Keys, would you describe your relationship as good or bad?
Bad.
All right. And as far as co-parenting, if the court would order you to the co-parent, do you think you guys would be successful in co-parenting?
Through the courts, yes.
Okay. But as far as day-to-day decision making, who usually makes those decisions, ma'am?
Me.
All right. If they needed to go to a doctor's appointment, who would take them?
Me.
All right. If something happened at daycare or school, who would handle that situation?
Me.
Okay. So based on that and the fact that your relationship is bad with Mr. Keys, are you asking this court to appoint you as the sole managing conservator of these two children, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And your two children currently reside in the household with you. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you want to be the parent with the exclusive right to determine where the children will reside. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And what county do you currently live in, ma'am?
Montgomery.
All right. And to your knowledge, what county does Mr. Keys live in?
Paris.
Okay, you understand that because Montgomery County touches Harris County, that you'll be geographically restricted to reside in Harris or contiguous county going forward, sir? Or sir, can I talk forward, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, has there ever been an issue of family violence between you and Mr. Keys?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And when did the last incident of family violence occur between you and Mr. Keys?
A month ago.
Okay. And what happened during that incident, ma'am?
He came to my apartment banging on the doors and was going to pop my tires.
Okay. Did he threaten to do anything else that day?
Just mess up my belongings.
Okay. And prior to that incident, has there ever been any physical violence between you and Mr. Keys?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And what year did that occur, ma'am?
2019.
And in that incident, what happened?
I was 6 months pregnant and he socked me and put his hands on me. There's plenty police reports made, and the police have camera footage of my face being beat up.
Did you have to go to the hospital for those injuries?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Was there any other incident of family violence between you and Mr. Keys after that incident that involved you or your children?
Just a month ago is the latest one.
Okay. And so based on that incident where you had to go to the hospital, are you asking the court to issue a finding of family violence in this case, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, as far as visitation, would you have any issue with the court allowing him to see his children overnight unsupervised?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so are you asking this court based on that prior incidents between you and him to allow visitation via the domestic relations office, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And he's never really had his children unsupervised by himself. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And does Mr. Keys currently know where you reside, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And you mentioned that when he did know where you resided, he popped up and he threatened to harm you or break stuff. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you believe if you were to move or change addresses that Mr. Keys would continue to possibly harass you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so are you asking that your address and your information not be disclosed in this order, ma'am?
He knows my address of right now, but
Okay.
that's
If you were to move, ma'am, if you were to move, do you want him to know what your address is?
no, sir.
All right.
Thank you. Now, as far as where Mr. Keys works, do you know where he works at, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, where does he work, ma'am?
At the Middy's restaurant.
Okay, but you
What
don't know how much
restaurant?
he.
Sorry. What restaurant?
The Middy's?
Did you hear that, Your
Okay.
Honor? Okay. And you don't know how much he makes a month at this time. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you know if Mr. Keys has any other children under 18?
He does not.
Okay. And do you have any private health or dental insurance available for your two children?
No, ma'am.
All right. Do you know if Mr. Keys has any private health or dental insurance available for your two children?
No, ma'am.
All right. Now, as far as cash medical, are you asking the court to order Mr. Keys to pay?
Wait. How are the children insured, ma'am?
Through Medicaid.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. Are you asking the court in this instance to order that Mr. Keys pay $75 beginning July 1st of 2021 to cover that insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And as far as the child support calculation, are you asking the court to order child support based on the guidelines pursuant to the Texas Family Code, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you seeking retroactive or back child support in this case, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
We don't know how much the child support is yet, Ms. Jeffers.
Yes, Your Honor. I will have my child support officer testify as to what the child support amount will be.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Now, as far as the retroactive support, you're seeking retroactive support from December 7th of 2017 until today. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, has Mr. Keys given you any money from December 7th of 2017 to support these children?
No, ma'am.
All right, and have you and Mr. Keys resided together in the household for any period of time since December 7th of 2017?
For 1 month.
Okay, and so the calculation that we will present evidence on will include that 1 month that you and Mr. Keys lived together. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and if court costs are billed in this case, who do you believe they should be billed against, ma'am?
Bobby.
All right, I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
All right, call your next witness.
The state calls Arnold Barrera. Mr. Barrera, where are you employed at, sir?
The Office of the Attorney General,
All right, and what is your position there, sir?
Child Support Officer.
All right, and what is the nature of responsibilities and duties as a child support officer, sir?
Conduct investigations on calculating child support and retroactive child support.
All right, have you received special training to calculate child support and retroactive child support in compliance with the Texas Family Code, sir?
Yes, I have.
All right, and what did you calculate Mr. Bobby Dale Keys' gross income to be in this matter per month?
$1,318.21.
All right, and what was his net resources per month in this case, sir?
Net resources after 119 in health insurance and taxes, net income is 1,115 and 13 cents.
Okay, and what percentage did you apply in this case, sir?
For child support, I use 25% for 2 children. The proposed child support amount should be $279, and the medical support, I'm sorry. I said 119 for medical, I'm sorry. The medical support is $75.
All right, and you've also calculated retroactive support in this case, is that correct, sir?
Yes, I calculated retroactive support since December 7th, 2017 to June 30th, 2021, and the amount of $11,970.
All right, and that did include the 1 month that Ms. Williams said that she resided with the custodial parent. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct.
All right, and what is
Sorry.
what is the recommended payout on that retroactive amount?
The recommended payout is $110 per month to begin July 1st.
Okay, I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
All right, Miss Williams, do you have any questions of Mr. Barrera?
No, sir.
All right, anything further, Ms. Jeffries?
No, Your Honor.
Court will approve the order as submitted. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Thank you.
Ms. Williams, you're free to go at this time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. Barrera, you should be able to go as well. Your Honor, the last default that I have for you right now is the Longoria matter, and it's just a double default.
All right, this is cause number 2020-71996 in the interest of karma. Jade Abels, please identify yourself for the record and who you represent.
Angela Jeffries for the Office of the Attorney General.
Court will note that the custodial parent Chelsea K. Abels and also the non-custodial parent James Longoria are not present. They both signed waivers of service on February 26, 2021. They are not appearing today. We will proceed by default.
Yes, Your Honor. Although they signed waivers, they also did receive further notice. I don't know if you did get a copy of that, Your Honor.
Oh, I see this. Okay, hold on. I didn't see it was in the back. Court will note that the both parents were given notice of this hearing by certified mail, return receipt requested. The notice to the mother was delivered June 11th, 2021, 7:42 a.m. and the notice to the non-custodial parent father was delivered June 11th, 2021 at 7:42 a.m. All right.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. At this time, Your Honor, I would like to offer into evidence, it is already in the court's file, the DNA testing results that shows that Mr. James Longoria cannot be excluded as the father of Karma Jade Abels.
I don't see a DNA test report. Unless it's in these papers here, but nope.
Your Honor, it's also in the court's record for March 8th, 2021. The test report results are there as well.
There is nothing in the court's file regarding DNA.
Okay. Give me one moment, Your Honor. I can download it and send it over to the clerk if you would allow me to.
All right.
Just emailed it to the clerk.
Hold on, let me see. That's a waiver of service. Ms. Jeffries, I do have, now Maria did pull it up. Evidently it was sent to her, but Cordell, it's not marked, but we will admit a DNA test report, which would indicate that the father, James Longoria, is not excluded as the biological father of the tested child. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. We will non-suit the request for surname change, conservatorship, possession and access, child support, medical support, retroactive support, non-disclosure findings, and we will only proceed on the issue of parentage and court costs in this case, Your Honor.
All right.
Other than that, Your Honor, we will just submit the order with the positive DNA and ask that the court order Mr. Longoria to pay court costs as billed.
And you're asking me to establish a parent-child relationship.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm also asking that you establish a parent-child relationship based on the DNA report.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you.
Thank you.